Imagine an ancient ship preserved in a museum. Over the centuries, its wooden planks rot, and each one is carefully replaced with a new plank. Eventually, every single piece of the ship has been replaced. Here's the question: is it still the same ship? Or has it become something entirely new? This is the Ship of Theseus, a paradox that has haunted philosophers for over 2,000 years. But what if I told you this is not just an abstract riddle? Modern science, quantum physics, and even your own life are filled with this same mystery. Tonight, we dive deep into the paradox that questions identity, existence, and the very fabric of reality. The story begins in ancient Greece. The ship of the hero Theseus was preserved as a symbol of glory. Over time, its parts decayed, and Athenians replaced each piece with new wood. Centuries later, not a single original piece remained. Philosophers asked, was it still the same ship? This paradox is deceptively simple, but it cracks open some of the deepest questions in philosophy. What defines identity? Is it the material or the continuity of form? And if everything can be replaced, then what does it mean for something or someone to remain the same? Think about your own body. Every 7 to 10 years, nearly all of your cells are replaced. Your bones regenerate, your skin sheds, even your brain rewires itself. So, are you the same person you were a decade ago? If every part of you is changed, where does your identity truly live? Consider technology. If you replace every part of your car over time, is it the same car? If you upgrade your phone piece by piece, when does it stop being your original phone? Or think of music bands. If every member of a band has been replaced but the name remains, is it still the same band? And here's where it gets even stranger. Imagine someone takes all the old, discarded planks of the original ship and rebuilds a new one. Now, we have two ships of Theseus, the one built from original materials and the one continuously maintained. Which one is the real ship, or are both equally authentic? Let's look at people. Think about memory. If you lose all your memories, are you still you? If your personality changes, or your consciousness is uploaded into a machine, would that machine still be you? Think of athletes with artificial joints, pacemakers, prosthetics. Piece by piece, human bodies are being replaced with technology. At what point do we stop being biological and start being something else? And what about aging? You are not the child you once were, but you're also not a completely new person. Somehow, continuity weaves through change. The paradox of the Ship of Theseus lives inside us all. Now let's step into the quantum world. Here, identity becomes even stranger. Particles, for example, are indistinguishable. Every electron is exactly the same as every other electron. Swap 2 electrons in your body with 2 in a distant star. Physics wouldn't notice. So what does sameness even mean? In quantum field theory, particles are not permanent objects. They're excitations of invisible fields. An electron isn't a thing. It's a pattern, a ripple. Just like the Ship of Theseus, what matters isn't the pieces, but the continuity of the pattern. Think of your body as a wave in the ocean. The water molecules are constantly replaced, but the wave, the pattern, remains. Maybe your identity works the same way. You are not a fixed set of atoms. You are the pattern they form. Your brain rewires itself constantly. Neurons form new connections. Old ones die off. If identity lies in memory, then what happens when memory fades, as in Alzheimer's? Is the person gone, or do they still remain? Philosophers call this the problem of continuity. You are not the same person you were at 5 years old, and yet you are. Quantum physics suggests identity is not about material permanence. It's about information, structure, and continuity through time. Clones and AI. If we cloned you atom by atom, would that copy be you? If your mind was uploaded to a computer, which one is the real you? The biological body or the digital mind? Medical science. Organ transplants replace parts of us all the time. At what point does the person receiving new parts become different? Society, nations, too, are ships of Theseus. Governments change, populations shift, borders redraw. Is a country still the same after centuries of transformation? The paradox is everywhere, in bodies, machines, culture, and even nations. There are two main answers. Some philosophers say identity comes from continuity. The ship is the same because its story continues unbroken. Others say identity comes from material. Replace all the parts, and it's a new thing. But perhaps both are incomplete. Perhaps identity is not about parts or stories. It's about something deeper. Look up at the night sky. Stars are born and die. Atoms fuse, break apart, and scatter. The atoms in your body were once inside stars. You are made of ancient stardust. The universe itself is a ship of Theseus, renewing itself endlessly. Nothing stays the same, yet somehow existence continues. So, what does the ship of Theseus really teach us? It teaches us that identity is fragile, elusive, and yet deeply real. You are not the atoms in your body, because they are constantly replaced. You are not just your memories because they shift and fade. You are something greater, a pattern, a story, a wave traveling through time. And here is the thought to leave you with. If you are a ship of Theseus, then every choice you make, every change you endure, is a replacement plank in the ship of your life. The question is not whether you are the same, but what kind of ship you are becoming. Right now, in this very moment, you are building the future version of yourself. The ship sails on. And perhaps that's the only answer we need. This is Beyond Newton. Like, share, and subscribe, because every click, every view, is another plank in the great ship of Theseus we are building together.